Ever been curious about why your dog does some of the weirdest things from time to time? From tilting its head to mysterious howls, our canine companions have a knack for keeping us guessing and wondering what they're up to. So stick with us until the end of the video as we decode very strange dog behaviors so you and I get to know our furry friends as much as we can. But before diving in, make sure to like and subscribe if you love dogs. Starting with number 18 is tilting head to one side. Ever wondered what goes through your dog's head when you randomly find it tilting to one side? What may look to us like a pointless gesture actually has more meaning than we think. When a dog is curious or unsure about something exciting, suppose something as simple as a treat or a new toy, he might tilt his head. This adorable little gesture shows that he's paying close attention and trying to figure things out. But curiosity isn't the only thing to get a dog or a pup to tilt his head. Dogs also tilt their head when they're waiting for more information. Number 17 is yawning. Now, yawning is something that we usually interpret as a sign of drowsiness or exhaustion, or simply time to take a nap. But a dog's yawn cannot be limited to just that. Dogs, just like human beings, go through stress, and it is under this circumstance that a dog yawns. If a dog is under stress or facing a threat, to help ease pressure and tension, yawning is one of the first things that it does. But then again, a tired, confused, or even threatened dog tends to yawn in response to its environment. Surprisingly, a dog can even behave this way when meeting other canines, which is something very contrary to what us humans do, as yawning in front of others can almost seem rude. But that's not the case with dogs. Number 16 is licking lips. While smacking or licking lips could usually mean your canine is ready to devour a juicy piece of meat, in most instances this isn't really what he's trying to tell you. Apart from yawning, a dog also licks his lips if he's stressed or uncertain. Dogs might even use this gesture as their own way of seduction. A lot of times, this body language can mean that your canine buddy is sexually active and is getting some action. And number 15 is panting. Now, this is something that you might want to pay attention to because panting, as we know, very much signifies that your dog might be exhausted. Your paw pal will pant if he's overheating or is having a heat stroke. Dogs have a habit of doing this just to cool down. It is commonly observed in many dogs to adopt this behavior to relieve such kinds of discomfort. And number 14 is barking and yelping. Some dogs might be barkers or growlers by nature, but if your dog is found barking and yelping, unusually it might be a cry for help. If your dog barks loudly and rapidly, he may be acting aggressively out of alertness, or he has sensed danger and is trying his best to alert you too. Nevertheless, this isn't the case with softer barks. A short and soft bark means that your dog is friendly or wants to have some fun and play. But if it produces a sudden sharp yelp, you should know that your canine friend is in pain or is trying to save you from any kind of pain or danger. With that being said, number 11 might be something that we all misunderstand, so definitely stay tuned to find out. Number 13 is growling. Growling also signifies almost the same importance as barking. If your pet dog produces a low or medium growl with or without a bark, he is trying to be protective of you. A low growl means that the dog is being territorial or threatened and can become pretty aggressive and even end up attacking people or other animals. But soft growls can also be a sign of playfulness. And number 12 is howling. A howl is a sad long call you hear from animals, and it signifies exactly that as well. Your dog produces a long howl if he's feeling lonely. If your dog is found howling, you might as well go ahead and give it some company because the poor thing might be lacking companionship. Many times the dogs do this to announce their presence to other canines, or even people as well. If it's just a short howl that is produced, you should know that it could also mean that he is satisfied or excited. Howling from a dog can also be considered as mimicry, as dogs love to mimic other sounds, and howling is just one of those ways. And number 11 is whining and whimpering. A lot of times, a dog's whining could mean that he is disappointed or upset about something, but there's actually a lot more to whining than we know. If a dog produces a low, short whine or whimper, he is excited, anxious, or submissive. A prolonged whine or whimper or an unusual whine shows that he is uncomfortable or in pain. According to several observations, most dogs use this body language to ask for attention. So next time our paw buddy lets out a whine, make sure you give him a good round of examination to ensure that everything is okay. Number 10 is opening eyes and staring. Puppy eyes are indeed one of the most adorable gestures known to mankind. But what's behind your pet's wide-eyed expressions? If your dog has his eyes wide open, you should know that he is alert to sensing something funny or fishy is going on. If he's giving an intense stare accompanied by narrowing his eyes, he is trying to be dominant or threatening. In particular, if he shows the whites of his eyes, he is threatened and wants to attack. So much information can be obtained just from observing this kind of stare that your pet is giving you. And number 9 is pricking ears. Dogs holding their ears up is a funny and cute little expression to us, but our pets don't do this just out of playfulness. They're actually trying to tell us something. Your dog will hold his ears forward or up if he's curious, aggressive, or wants to play or chase. If your pet dog is found holding his ears flat and close to the head, he's scared or insecure, and you might want to comfort him a little bit. But in cases where he holds his ears apart but not flat, it's very likely that he's sad. And number 8 is flicking ears. The dog is known as man's best friend and is always proved to be so too. Not only are they genuine and loyal companions, but they're also great listeners and would love to listen to whatever their masters try to communicate with them. And you should know that by flicking his ears, he's simply letting you know that he's listening. And number 7 is wrinkling muzzle. When your furry buddy wrinkles his snout, it's a sign he's not happy. He might be feeling angry or aggressive. If he takes it a step further by showing his teeth and growling while wrinkling his snout, he's giving a serious warning and could attack if provoked. It's important to identify and stop whatever is upsetting him and give him some space to prevent any potential attack. Now, number 4 is a tricky one, so make sure you don't miss out on it. And number 6 is raising hackles. Now, one of the few things that a dog does when he's feeling like he's in trouble or in a threatening situation is raising hackles. He does so when angry and afraid as well. A dog with raised hackles is pretty alert of his surroundings, and he will not hesitate to attack if necessary. Number 5 is digging. Unlike the other traits, digging does not hold any great meaning behind it. Dogs dig for various reasons, like burying or uncovering treasures, so it's perfectly normal behavior. If your furry friend starts digging, there's no need to worry, it's just their natural instinct at work. Some dogs dig to uncover or bury their toys or bones, while others might dig to catch small animals hiding underground. And number 4 is crouching. If a dog crouches, it can mean several things. It can mean that he's terrified, scared, insecure, or readying himself to catch another animal. Dogs can also crouch to show submission. In addition, he can crouch if he wants to play. One must have a keen eye to differentiate from the crouches of their canine friend. And number 3 is bowing. When a dog wants to play, he may perform the adorable play bow. At this point, he keeps his rear end elevated while lowering his chest and head to the ground. He seems to be saying, "Let's go have some fun." To express their excitement for play, some dogs even wag their tails and shake their hips. Your pet is clearly ready for some games and fun when they adopt this playful stance. And number 2 is freezing and leaning forward. Just like we humans freeze when something scares us, a dog freezes in such cases too. Your furry buddy freezes and leans forward if he's feeling threatened, dominant, or challenged. This is especially observed when he's disturbed or interrupted during his meals. This behavior can also be seen along with snarling and wagging of the tail. While you might want to run up to your dog and help with the situation, the best thing to do in such cases is to leave a dog alone when he is showing this behavior to avoid being attacked. And at number 1 is licking the genitals. Now, this is something that we might have observed our pets do or even stray dogs do one too many times. But licking the genitals is done by these animals for the reason simply as cleaning them. Yes, you heard right, dogs or even animals in general usually lick their genitals to clean them. If you see your paw pal licking them excessively, then you should know that he is bored, or it can also mean that he suffers from a urinary tract infection. And that's all for today's video. What other strange behaviors have you noticed? Be sure to let us know down in the comments below. And did you know that our behavior is also noticed by our pets and some might not like them? Find out why no dogs like these 20 mistakes from humans.